Alright, hello everybody. Okay, in this lesson we're going to be going over a very powerful chord progression that I want to show you guys. Part of this chord progression is used in my cheat sheet that you can get, one of my free cheat sheets, the chord family cheat sheet, and it's the E chord family. But I'm going to be taking it a little further and showing you some other variations that fit within this E chord family that really, unlocks the rest of the fretboard, and it also gives you some variation in terms of dynamics, lows and highs, which are a great thing for you to do within a song to make it even more, have some variation, maybe from the verse to the chorus or something like that, to go from low pitch to high pitch and those types of things. So if you can have more than one chord variation within a song, that just amps up the quality, so your progressions are not so monotonous and just repeating themselves over and over again. Okay, so that's one of the powerful things about this progression that I'm going to talk about today. The other thing, this particular family is using what's called open chords, or some people call them power chords, and it's a type of chord that is going to have some open strings. So we're not going to be barring the whole, we're not barring across all the strings for these power chords or for these open chords. And for me, this is something a little bit more of a personal taste, but I really like the open chords because it has a very powerful sound, because there's never going to be a moment where you're not having a sound, because that low or this high E and the B string here are always going to resonate for the entire song. So it creates there's always notes reverberating throughout the whole song. And that creates just that really powerful, really loud sound, and I really like that. And that's another reason why I think this is a very powerful progression, for that reason also. Okay, so I'm going to just, let me just go over a couple of more reasons I think this one's important. The other thing is that it's easy to play. And I know that at the beginning it's not going to seem easy to play, because of the fact that we have a big stretch, especially for that B suspended chord right here, and the C sharp minor, and then the G sharp and the F sharp. These, it's a bit of a stretch in terms of the fact that we're stretching over 3 frets, and so that can make it a little bit complicated. But once you get this shape down and you've kind of mastered this shape is just going to constantly be used for most of the shapes, or most of the chord shapes that we're going to be using for this family. So that makes it easier, because the transitions, you're not moving your fingers much. Okay, you're just sliding up and down the fretboard. So the shape is going to remain the same for the most part. When we switch to, let's say, the F or the G sharp, we are moving our fingers a little bit, but the shape of our hand is staying relatively the same. So still, even though we're moving our fingers, it's a very subtle movement. So again, the shape isn't going to change that much, and that makes things easy. Okay, so those are some reasons I think this is a great chord family to learn, and these particular chord shapes or variations are going to be important. Okay, so let me start off with some of the shapes that we're going to be using for this family, starting with the E. So because this is a E chord, this is going to be in the E chord family, we're going to start right here with this E chord, and this is just the basic E major. Okay, let me make sure you guys can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, so this is just going to be our basic E major right here. Okay, using those 6 strings. Okay, very simple. And from here, what we're going to do is we're going to go to an A2, or A suspended 2. And to do that, I'm just, instead of playing it with my second and third finger, like this, which I can do, but instead of playing it like that, I'm going to put my pinky down on that G string and let go of my first and second finger. So I'm just using my third and fourth finger like this. And you need to strum from your A string down for that A2. And the reason I want to play my A2 like this is because it's going to transition well into the next three chords, okay? Because my third and fourth finger are going to remain on the D and G string, and they're just going to slide up to make different chords, okay? So it makes for nice easy transitions if I do my A2 this way. Alright, so this is my A2. And then to get to the next chord, I'm just going to slide these two fingers up two frets, and then I'm going to put my first finger down on the second fret of the A string. And this is my B suspended 4. But I also can mute. I don't want to play that low E string, and here my second finger is not doing anything, so I'm just going to let it touch that low E string and mute it. Okay? And I'm just going to strum those bottom 5 strings. And that's my B suspended. Okay? So again, going back down to that A, you can see that shape remains exactly the same. It's just sliding up. Okay? And I'm putting down that first finger. And that's my B suspended. And then from there, I'm going to slide up, same exact shape. I'm just going to slide it up 2 more frets. And that's my C sharp minor. Alright? Now, there are a couple of other chords I'm going to show you in a minute, but before I do that, I want to keep this shape and show you another chord you can play with this shape. If we slide up 1, 2, 3 more frets here, this is going to be an E, just like this E right here. This is just another way to play the E, and this is a great way. So for this one, you want to strum all 6 strings, okay? And it's the exact same shape as the B suspended and the C sharp minor, but it's just way up here, okay? And so this is a great alternative to this E. So in the same song, you can play both. You can play this E maybe on the verses, okay? You know, with some palm muting or something. And then when you get to the chorus, you can come up to this E. And it just creates some variation, even within the song, even within the same chord, just to, you know, create some dynamics there. So that's another little bonus there, this chord right here, this E variation. All right, so far we have the E, A2, B suspended, C sharp minor, okay, all very similar in shape. And now what we're going to do is the F sharp, or let's see, G sharp. I'll start with the G sharp minor. To do that, I'm going to take these 2 fingers that are both down, I'm going to bring them both up 1 string each, okay, so they're going to go from the D and G to the A and D. And then I'm going to take this first finger and drop it down 2 frets. I'm sorry, 2 strings, not 2 frets, to the G string, 4th fret. Okay, so all of these fingers are staying. They're staying on the same frets. They're just moving strings. So it's a very small adjustment that we're making there. Okay, so again, going from this will be C sharp minor to a F sharp. In this case, no, this one's going to be our G sharp right here. And just like with the B suspended and the C sharp minor, we don't want to play this low E string, so I'm just going to mute that string. And that is going to be my G sharp, okay, G sharp minor. Now, same exact shape, I'm just going to take this same exact shape and drop it down 2 frets. Like this, and that's going to be my F sharp minor. Again, not playing that low E string. It's a nice open chord. And that's it. So, again, we have E, A2, B suspended, C sharp minor, G sharp minor, F sharp minor, and then I just showed you that E bonus chord way up here. And now that we're up here, this is going to be 7, 8, this is going to be fret 9 and 11. That's where we're at right here with this E. Now while we're here, I'm going to show you a couple of other chord variations we can play while we're here. Okay, so we're here playing this E way up on the fretboard. What I'm going to do is take my first finger and I'm going to move it down a string and then remove my third finger and my second finger. So I'm just going to be using 2 fingers right here for this one. And I'm going to start my strumming on the A string, and this is an A alternative. Let me see if I can do that correctly. There we go. This is a 3/4 size guitar, classical. So it's a little bit out of tune. The intonation's not that great. But this is going to be a chord variation that we can use. So going back to that E up here, look at this E, and we have an A. Okay, so instead of playing it down here, E and A, I can play it up here. Okay, again, very similar in shape. It's a very easy transition. And then one other one, let's go back to this E up here. So here I am at the E. Now I'm going to take this whole shape of my first, third, and fourth finger. I'm going to move all of them up a string, and then I'm going to put my second finger down on the G string right in the middle. That's going to be fret 10. Okay, and I'm going to strum all strings for this one. And this is going to be a B alternative. And that's a great little trio, the E, A, and B, because that's 1, 4, and 5. If we're talking about the Nashville number system, that's 1, 4, and 5. And there are so many songs that use 1, 4, and 5. The notes 1, 4, and 5 within a key. So you can play a lot of songs using E, A, and B that are all right next to each other up here. So you can play it down here, E, A, and B for the verses, let's say, and then up here, E, A, and B for the chorus maybe, or something like that. Or you can alternate it even within the chorus, E, A, B, or E, A, B. You know, you can mix and match them together just to create some different kind of sounds, throwing in some high-pitched sounds way up here on the fretboard, alternating with some low-pitched ones down here. Okay, so that's going to create some nice dynamics for you. So that's what's so powerful about this chord progression, is that it really utilizes the entire fretboard. It has that loud sound because of the open chords, and overall it just makes for a really pretty chord progression, and you can go all over the place, which is really, really cool. Awesome. Well, let's see. This E chord family, as I was saying earlier, is part of the cheat sheets that I give away. Not all of these variations. Some of the variations I just showed you way up here on the fretboard are just some bonuses that I wanted to show you guys. But the main core six chords that I showed you down here, these are part of the free chord family cheat sheet that I give away, and I'm going to include a link to that down below. But it's also part of the beginner course that I do, and now that it's summertime, starting in next week, that's going to be June 3rd, is next Friday. My beginner course is going to be going on sale. It's going to be half off next weekend only. That's going to be June 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So just for 3 days. I always do this in the summertime because I know a lot of people, the summertime is a great time to pick up the guitar and learn it, especially for those of you maybe coming out of college or something like that, or right before a family vacation, finally picking up that guitar and finally learning your favorite songs. So this coming weekend, June 3rd, 4th, and 5th, the beginner course will be on sale for half price. Okay, it's usually $97. It'll be $49 those 3 days only. Okay, so you can be looking out in wherever you watch my stuff, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook or on the website. You could just watch out for that on there. It will be posted about it all over Facebook, YouTube, and on my website whenever it goes live, whenever the sale goes live. Okay, so just be looking out for that, and hopefully I'll be seeing you guys in the beginner course next week. All right, guys, you all take care, and if y'all have any questions after this, the chat will still be live for a little while, and I'll be answering any questions that you might have. All right, y'all take care. Hope you enjoyed this.